Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an author, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, and a host of this show, to Take Your Life Back Today radio show, in combination with the YouTube version on YouTube channel, Take Your Life Back Today show. What we're doing about the language of addiction. Addiction has its own little language, because words matter. They can motivate us, encourage us, make us feel like we're on top of the world. They can also make us feel hurt and bring us down. Words create filters through which we view the world around us. While words cannot change reality, they change how we perceive reality. The words we use when referring to people speaks volumes about how we think about them. They create cultural expectations, normalcies, and sometimes place us into clashing stereotypes, keeping stigma afloat and social outcasts in the dark. The language of addiction we've seen throughout history, that words that have been used damage cultural diversity. Though evidence shows through years of hard work and audacious prevention, those titles can be reclaimed into something effective. For an example, years ago the slogan, we're here, we're queer, get used to it, developed by activist organization Queen Nation, was in response to an outrage at the escalation of anti-gay and lesbian violence on the streets and prejudice in the media. While the term queer was once used as a weapon against the homosexual population, it perpetuated stigma. My friends, in recent years, the LGBTQ community has changed the word, flipped the language, and embraced it as a term of pride in their community and around the world. While much work has to be done, some of the same can be said for a substance abuse disorder. The opiate epidemic has risen in a rapid pace in the last number of years, with nearly 72,000 people succumbing to an overdose in 2017 alone. As the number of fatalities have risen, so have headlines in the media spotlighting addiction and recovery. While the crisis has taken the spotlight on a number of platforms, the lexicon to define those who have become addicted have followed closely behind. My friends, addicts, alcoholics, junkies, what first comes to mind when you hear those terms? There are some of us that think of a friend in recovery who's been successful. Some think of a troubled celebrity that's been headlined in the news lately. Maybe some think of a cousin that's been in and out of treatment who can't quite get it together. There are also those who hear the word addict and imagine a bum under the bridge drinking a 40-ounce out of a wrinkled brown paper bag, or maybe even a troubled felon who will rob you for all you're worth. My friends, the truth is addiction is real, and unfortunately it is more common in today's world. But when facing addiction, facing the language behind it, it is sometimes even more detrimental to those struggling to reach out for help. These type of terminology that has long been used to discuss addiction can perpetuate stigma, misunderstanding, and ultimately deter individuals with addiction from seeking help. In fear of their own negative thinking and their judgment, they believe the language holds a hold over them. Research additionally shows that the use of the terms abuse and abuser negatively affects perceptions and judgments about the people with substance abuse disorders, including and not just whether they should receive punishment rather than medical care for their disease. As the weight of the words continue to carry stigma, there have been organizations and agencies, much like Queer Nation, that have started to lift the weight of it. My friends, Person's First Language in 2017, the Associated Press took a groundbreaking step to reword addiction and remove the word addict as a noun. The current style book encouraged phrasing like they were addicted or people with addictions. The way we speak about people typically speak volumes to how we think about them, and how we think typically influences our approaches to addressing them. Speaking in terms of addict and alcoholic can maintain negative and stigmatized perceptions of the issues that influence the efficiency of our public and social health policies that address them. This lexicon can often place the person into a box that stimulates discrimination and judgment. By speaking in first-person language, we humanize the person, and addiction no longer becomes the defining characteristic of the individual. It becomes merely a condition they must treat. For an example, if a person has disease of cancer, the patient is not a cancer. Adversely, professionals have noted that it's time to use words that don't carry such a judgment and have resorted to a person-first language, such as person with substance use disorder, to replace the negative terms and connotations such as addict or junkie. My friends, we need to make sure that they regain self-esteem. In addition to 2017, the White House Office National Drug Control Policy prepared a document for federal agencies about the terminology related to substance use and substance use disorders, also promoting person-first language. The document addressed the role stigma played and identified scientific reference and medical literature demonstrating how certain terminology adversely affects the quality of health care and treatment outcomes. By placing the person first, addiction no longer is defining characteristics of an individual, but many attributes of the person, acknowledging the person rather than the disease. While the weight of this vernacular is slowly being reclaimed, the continuance of this will allow individuals to regain self-esteem, allow lawmakers, legislation, and funding, and help the public understand that substance use disorder as a medical condition that deserves to be treated like any other one. We need to go beyond the political correctness. While there's still so much to be done in regards of legislation, the language and the terminology goes beyond political correctness and beyond a matter of being polite. We are now aware that the exposure to these terms creates a bias and prevents proper health care from being carried out. To truly reclaim the stigma and become more aware, we must create language that unifies and portrays what research has showed us over the past 3 decades. Words do matter. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Together we can help each other take our lives back. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And remember, simple smile to a total stranger can go a long way and can even change your life. May God bless you. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday again. Weekend's right around the corner.